Hi my friends, welcome back to the channel, and in today episode 10 of the Necromunda project we're going to be making some armored containers. Now these little guys are very quick, very easy to make, very easy to build. It took a while to come up with how I was going to approach this, but the reason that I made these is because a buddy of mine recently asked, is there a way to make shipping containers to fit more to the 40k sitting? So I figured, yeah, give it a go, and I came up with this. The regular ones that I made before. There's not a video on these, but yeah. So without further ado, I would say, if you want to make a bunch of these, follow me to the crafting table and let's do this. By the way, big project is coming, I promise. Follow me, guys.
Hello my friends, so we're gonna take a piece of cardstock and I'm gonna draw a line that is 12 centimeters in length. Do make sure it is straight. Alright, and when you draw this line, we're gonna go down and we're gonna mark out 2 times 2 centimeters. See? And from going from down there, we're gonna mark out 3 centimeters. And then again another 2 centimeters, and then again 3, and then again 2. So you'll end up with 4 times 3 centimeters, 4 times 2 centimeters, and 1 time the double 2 centimeters on the top. If that makes any sense at all. I don't know. But, well, just look at the screen and pause it if you want to. Now we're gonna draw horizontal lines here. So just pause the screen if you're confused by my explanation, because I think even I am confused by my explanation, but you will end up with something looking like this. Now this shape, we're gonna cut it out with some scissors or a knife, and then we're gonna score the lines. We're not gonna cut through them, we're gonna score them. And then you will fold it and you will get this shape, this octagonal, octagon, octa thingy. This container shape. Now we're gonna overlap those 2 centimeters that we've marked out in the beginning, and we're gonna hot glue them together. And you'll end up with something that looks like this. Comparing it with the original one. Mine is a little bigger than the original though, but it will do. Alright, so now I'm gonna mark out which I want, where I want my top side to be. Not that it's really important, but it just makes it easier for me. Now on another piece of cardstock, I'm gonna draw a rough template for the container doors. So do this 2 times. And now cut them out with a scissor as well. Now I'm gonna hot glue one of the doors in already. If you have chipboard, you can use chipboard for this. It's a lot sturdier, but I didn't have it. So, by the way, don't mind the gaps. We can fill those in later. Now, with some newspaper, roll it up to a ball or several balls to make the piece sturdier, so it doesn't bend into shape when you grab it. Now, once sturdy enough, put hot glue on it and glue on the second door. And now take some sheet of EVA foam and cut out strips that are 3 mm in width. You will need about 4. But better to have some extra, just in case, because one ripped from me. So now dry fit them first. Now to glue these on, you can use either white glue or hot glue. I've used white glue. In hindsight, I should have maybe gone for hot glue, but white glue is a little bit less messy and the bond is stronger, but it does take longer to dry. So yeah, it's whatever you prefer. It does bond with white glue very well, this EVA foam. But do make sure you leave it to dry. Then do the other side as well. Now we're gonna divide this middle piece, as you see here, into 3 evenly spaced out panels. I'm gonna go around it with white glue and attach these strips as well. Now just ignore the left and the right part of these, we're just gonna use the middle one. Now draw a line down the middle and draw an X on both sides. And now we're gonna score inside the X, as you see me do here. Score, I mean cut these away, just as you see me do here. And then we're gonna take out those inner pieces that we've cut out. Do the same, of course, for the other X as well. And clean it up a little bit so that it's nice and evenly, or at least as much as possible, like this. And then once you're happy, we're gonna glue this on with some white glue. Just use white glue for this; it will dry up really quickly. Just make sure the glue is everywhere, like this. Now again, I'm using the inside of a Dolce Gusto coffee cup for hatches on the top, and I simply glue that on with a lot of white glue, but you can use hot glue as well. Even for this, hot glue would actually be better than white glue. Next, we're going to cut out thin strips of cardstock for the side panels, some support brackets. So we're gonna glue this on with white glue as well. Just make some X's and just glue them on the 3 centimeter panels. And overlap them. And do that on both sides. Now the top we're gonna glue on some EVA strips, also thin strips, as you see here. And we're going to do that all around the container. Just mark it out as you see me do here, then use a scissor or a knife to cut it and use some white glue and attach it. I've lost my hatch, but that's alright. So it will look like this by now. Now we're going to do the same for the bottom panels, and we're going to cut out thin strips of 2 centimeters in length. We're going to glue that at the bottom, as you see me do here. Just go around the entire container, both sides. And it will end up looking like this. And set it aside to dry for a little bit if you're using white glue. You can also use super glue, it works equally well. It does not take long, although it looks like it takes long, but it does not really take long. Now I'm gonna cut this paper drinking straw into a 45-degree angle to create the vents. And then I'm gonna use one of these things as first I'm gonna dry fit them, and then I'm gonna use this piece as a template for all the other vents, as you see me do here. Now I'm gonna mark out where I want the vents to go, and then I'm gonna use hot glue and simply attach them. If you're building more than one container, just do everything but just the amount of steps that you need to do for all the containers. So far it looks like this with the crooked door. But that's alright, we will fix that. Now I'm gonna glue this on a sheet of EVA foam, and I'm gonna cut around the edge. This will cover away the gaps, as you see. Now cut out 2 more strips that are 1/2 centimeter wide, and I'm gonna glue this around the door to create a door frame. You can use either white glue or hot glue or both. White glue takes longer, hot glue is instant but more of a mess. and I'm pretty sure yours will look better if you did not rush it like I did. Now for the support bottoms, I'm cutting off the back end of these cloth pins, and I'm gonna attach them with some white glue. Those little foot stands. I'm doing 4, but you can use 8 or as many as you want. And so far we're ending up with something that looks like this. Now with this wood burner, be careful because it's very hot. I first sketched out a rough detail, and I'm scoring that in with the wood burner. Be careful not to burn yourself. Now mine is a quick mist. I'm also doing it also to create rivets. Now my drawings of that are not perfect, but yeah, well, it's just to show you, to give you an idea how to build it. I'm pretty sure you can come up with something better. Now start with detailing your container. I'm using some more of these things that I found at a cheap store. Don't even know what they are, but they're handy. Now this I'm using from the Citadel skull set. I cut off the back of those skulls and I'm gluing them onto the side of the panels, as in the original container. And then I'm using this metallic thingy as an extra detail. But feel free to do whatever you guys prefer. Now, when you're happy with it, then yeah. Continue to add details as you want. As you just saw me do, I'm showing you again, just glue on whatever you guys have at hand. And then when you're happy, you can spray paint it black. Now, but I am gonna do something else first. I have these spare parts of a Space Marine kit, and I'm using these bolters as as turrets, as guns on top of the container. I don't know what those things are called that I've placed them on, but something kind of a bead or something. But they fit nicely to hold the bolter guns. I'm happy with this result, but you can continue to do whatever you want with it. Now I'm gonna spray this black and then give it a heavy overspray with a gray primer. When that is done, grab your favorite paints and paint it to match your idea, and I'm gonna speed up the footage. Now I've used Macragge blue for the middle panel, Balthasar gold for the brackets, and brown for the rust, and then stipple over the brown with some orange, as you will see here. I'm just gonna speed up the painting. Just use whatever colors you guys prefer, of course. Some lead belcher for the vents, and the foots and the bottom brackets I'm using lead belcher. Now I'm stippling on Mornfang brown for the rust, stippling that over heavily with some Trollslayer orange for extra rust details. You could give it a wash as well if you like, but now I'm stippling on a color matching the gray primer, but a little bit lighter to simulate chipped paint. I'm pretty happy with this result. And finally I'm using some Basilicanum gray to cover the guns mounted on top of the container. And let's look at the finished piece. Now the entire craft took me less than 3 hours to build, and if you batch build you can make maybe 4 in an hour or 5 or less. Now here you can see Space Marine for scale. I'm pretty happy for a quick craft. So thank you all very much again for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and the next one will be awesome. I promise you guys that. Alright, so thanks for watching. I appreciate all of you, and stay tuned for more. Bye for now. See you all later. Peace out. Thanks for watching.